Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon and I'm back today with another episode of The Long March. That's the game we're playing today because it's a Tuesday and we've got everyone back with us to play another game of Dungeons and Dragons. Let's go around the cast and crews, figure out who we are, who we're playing. We've got Josh, our Dungeon Master with us today. Josh, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I'm back. It's been a crazy week, but you know what? Let's just put a nail in that and a nail in as many player characters as possible because
many coffins.
Exactly. That's what we're all about here. Welcome back to the Long March, where today we've been taking bets amongst the cast and crew about terrible things that may or may not be entirely in your hands, chat. And if you don't know what hands are, well, you probably like Xune. Ha! Zing.
Got him. Well, let's go into players with sharp wit and crushing one-liners. We've got Louise back with us today. Louise, how you doing?
Is it too late for me to leave again?
I'm afraid so.
God damn it. Well, in that case, I'm Louise, and I'm here today on your screens to play Kasna, who is a Eldritch Knight. She is the adoptive mum of a tiefling. She is the sister of Xune. She's a vampire. There's many other things. She's great, having a great time.
Berserker.
Oh, she's everything, and it's great.
She does it all. Amazing stuff, amazing. We also have with us today the one and only Toolscroll. How you doing, Toolscroll?
Hey, how you doing? I am excited to be here. It's going to be, who knows what's going to happen during this episode, but I'm playing Gavin Fjordhammer, who is, who knows what he's kind of all over the place as well. He's a cleric of the Raven Queen, maybe, after you stab your god with a sword, her own sword, actually in her own realm, she's sometimes not real pleased with you. But he's also Paladin of St. Cuthbert, and he can get all ragey and shit now. So who knows? We'll see what all comes of this madness that is the fun and excitement of. I'm not gonna say it yet because I'm saving it till the stream.
Amazing. Yes, this is in fact our very first official Long March stream in the month of March. So this is a special episode for all of us here. It means a lot to us. We've got Laurelania back with us today. Laurelania, how you doing?
I'm emotional now, thanks. I was all ready to be I'm Laurelania, but, I'm good. I'm in my new place, streaming from my new setup. I'm going to be playing Xune Vandree of House Vandree, first of her name, demolished a dark elf house in the Underdark, necromantic wizard on a journey with her sister to do terrible things to the rest of the world, trying to attain lichdom and challenge the gods with all of her friends here in the party.
Great stuff. Well, as myself, I will be playing Gregor Tuscanu, the Dwarven Fighter Warlock, who is also a half vampire, set on a vengeance quest to get back his son, true Liam Neeson style. If Liam Neeson was Scottish and 2 feet shorter, that's where you'd get with Gregor right now. Yeah, Liam Neeson and Billy Connolly had a love child, and he was born into a fantasy world. That's pretty
Cancelling the entire plan. This is the new plot of this episode.
Yep.
That is happening.
I'm pitching this to HBO, and it's happening. Well, yes, who I'll be playing today. Before we get started into today's session, a couple of things. Sponsored by dndice.co.uk. Go over there onto their website, get 5% off on all of their beautiful dice using the coupon code Encounter Roleplay. And of course, there's a giveaway going on at the moment, started today, for Platinum Dice from D&Dice, those beauties. Check them out, worthy of a fine dwarven jeweler, no less. And of course, you can interact with today's show as well. Follow if you haven't yet, hit the follow button and join us. 20 followers, you guys get to decide something which happens next in our campaign. Also, here's a tweet for you guys, 20 retweets, probably already halfway there. Another viewer decision, and of course, you can donate to affect the game, give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and keeping in the spirit of Twitch's new terms of service, the table of tentacles, we come at you, Twitch, with our cheeky British humour and say, tentacles. Of course, the table of tentacles is created by you guys in chat. It's a D25 table. Doesn't necessarily mean a tentacle is going to sprout out of a player, merely that we will come into possession of said tentacle, which may be attachable as according to the DM's wishes. So check out the table of tentacles. You guys created it. There's some great ones in there. There's some terrifying ones in there, but get your loot on, get your tentacles out. And in fact, speaking of which, we've already got a bunch of these to get to here. So, Imperative Penguins, got to start this week off right. Tentacles for Will, thank you, my friend. And Charis DK donates £15 to give a table of tentacles for Xune, because why the fuck not? And Ross donates £10 to give 2 wild magic surges for Gavin. So, the table of tentacles is a D25 for your tentacle. Oh, I got a nice one. Okay, so 3. I got 3 on the table of tentacles.
That's my lucky number. That's got to be good, right? 13?
Yeah, I think so. I got the Tentacle of Hugs. This tentacle used to belong to a very friendly eldritch being, but even after being separated, this tentacle loves hugging others. The effect of this tentacle is the tentacle will hug whoever is closest to it, grappling whoever it hugs. It doesn't care whether it's a friend or a foe. This can last up to 1d4 days and is submitted by Kiena S. So thank you, Kiena, for that. I'm going to be hugging a lot of people.
Yes.
The 13 for Laurelania. You get the Tentacle. An unusual tentacle. It comes with pegs, poles, and even a rain sheet. Seems useful. Once per day, the user can brandish the tentacle to produce a luxurious tent that can benefit 10 people comfortably. You can use it for up to 12 hours each use, and submitted by Richard Dixon. So thank you, Richard, for that. That's pretty awesome. We've got some useful tentacles coming in. Yeah, and then I think Tollscore's got his wild magic surges in
we'll
here.
get to them. We'll get to them in a minute.
All
I got this. This is going to be
beautiful.
glorious.
Alrighty. So I'll hand over to Josh to talk us through what happened last time on the show, and we'll get to those wild magic surges here in just a second.
Okay, yeah. So we had an interesting episode. You guys have recently acquired some sick new whips, as the kids are saying. You have found yourselves the horses of the apocalypse. All of you astride them, looking very majestic. Louise losing her damn mind over there. Look how excited she is. So it's just been fantastic. You guys have got these sick new rides, and you've ridden off towards a place called, it's just known as the Shard. It's the capital of the Eastern Underdark. It is separated from the Western Underdark and was so a long, long time ago. And this place is very unusual. We have 2 drow in the party who aren't familiar with the customs of this area of the world. It's very alien to everyone who has come here. But they have been conscripted by a local group, which they have recently found out this whole town. Spoiler alert, if you aren't up to date, why are you here? Go back and watch. No, don't go anywhere. I'm kidding. Just brace.
Stay
brace
with us.
Stay.
Don't leave.
You guys will see that unfortunately the local town is there's no easy way to say this. It's an illithid hive. It is controlled by the Elder Brain, and most of the people there are enslaved by intellect devourers. It's a colony of psychics that are pretty evil, pretty twisted creatures, but they have a greater threat that sits on the horizon. In the capital of the Eastern Underdark, in a town known as the Shard, there is a lich that has, was once an illithid, a mind flayer. So this is pretty bad news for the party. We've got Xune, who aspires to be a lich herself. We have Gavin, who has sworn an oath to stamp out undead wherever he sees. And we have lovers, both Kazna and Gregor, who just want their son back, who is being held hostage by the colony. And you guys have been waylaid into laying into this lich pretty hard. So that's going well. The party traveled through some of the tunnels, through some of the caverns, and found a strange anomaly. In the middle of Zamora, in the middle of the Underdark, there was a hole in the ground, a huge sinkhole, and for the first time in a very long time, the party have been blessed with daylight, even here down in the Underdark. There is a huge sinkhole that looks up at the sun, almost, and there is a huge chasm that separates the two parts of this sinkhole, which was traversed by most of the party, by horseback, and that was all great because there was a tower fallen in, and you guys made it across. The tower crumbled because you guys were just like, I'm gonna bring the horses across this crumbling structure. That was a great idea, but you left Xune on the other side. Now Xune has a backup plan. The backup plan was to turn her beautiful Morty, the horse of death himself, supposedly, into a Pegasus and to fly across the cavern. There's only one small problem. This cavern has an anomaly in it, strange powers that Gavin has already lost a magical item to, something that draws in magical power for some unknown purpose. And Xune has just fallen prey to it and has fallen pretty hard, along with Morty. We catch up with the Long March, with Xune trying to leap an enormous gap on the back of Death's horse himself, Morty, and the wings that she had sprouted from his side have been torn away by this strange magic sundering contraption. So, that is where we find ourselves. Are there any hooks and plugs you want to put in us, Will, before we get started?
I have inserted every last hook and plug that I so desired.
Okay, as long as you are completely satisfied with this, let us begin. Deeply. I'm just gonna... tastes like suffering. So, you guys are separated, and we're gonna start off with Kazna and Gregor. Kazna and Gregor, you guys are away from this. The dream team, indeed. You guys, everyone's favorite Long March power couple, are kind of
they're the only couple.
Pretty much, the only and the thing.
That's how could you say such a thing? There's happiness outside you guys. So there, you guys are blazing a trail ahead, scouting, while Gavin has stayed behind to see if Xune rematerializes, having gone walkabouts, potentially being kidnapped by wild fauna. You guys have blazed the trail ahead and found that the tunnel you're in has a strange geometry to it. It's the walls essentially look like a honeycomb with the wax layer ripped off. These strange exposed holes, divots, crevices that puncture the surface in a multitude of fashions throughout the tunnel. It is uneven going for your horses that you are leading, and it's making it difficult to... it's almost pitch black down here, Gavin being the one who brought the light. Now, Kazna, you are a drow. You are used to the crushing blackness of the Underdark. But even you do struggle somewhat to see ahead. You appreciate natural flora for lighting. You appreciate sort of the shimmer of water to give you sort of any indication of light ahead. But there is a crushing, inky blackness before you. But in the mouth of the tunnel, you can see that this is no ordinary tunnel. It doesn't appear to be naturally formed. It appears almost to have been manufactured.
We're looking at holes in the wall. What was the? I missed the last bit. What looks manufactured?
The tunnel itself. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like the rock has fallen in a particular way. It doesn't look like water has passed through here and eroded it over time. It looks almost built. It's odd because it's slightly chaotic, but you can notice a slight almost symmetry in these punctures in the walls, almost as if they form a pattern that repeats itself.
And is it one straight tunnel, or is there any kind of diversions?
You can't quite make out. You can try and delve deeper if you wish, but you are relying on the little light that is provided by the mouth of the tunnel. You, Kazna, could probably go pretty far without losing your way too easily, but even with his dark vision, Gregor is a creature from underneath mountains, but he is not from the crushing abyss of the Underdark.
You see anything down here, Kaz?
Not yet, but there's bound to be something ahead.
All looks like it's been made, this place. You know, it's not a natural tunnel.
No. So we're bound to meet somebody on the other side.
Probably. Maybe Zune's down here for all we know.
That would be Both interesting and good.
Unfortunate. Oh, yeah. Good.
Are you okay to keep going?
Yeah, for a little while. It's getting real dark down here, though. I can't really see much. I've got a torch on me, right? There's a torch light anyway?
Oh yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to strike up a torch, that's no problem.
I'll strike up a torch. There we go.
The second you do, you get
You'd die.
so you just it's a methane tunnel. Yeah, you strike up a torch, and the first thing you'll notice is these strange spiraling shadows on every wall. They form like a helix that travels down the length of the corridor that is before you, and they are at regular intervals. They look chaotic until you note that as you hold the torch out in front of you and your eyes adjust to sort of the sudden blinding light in front of you, Kasner especially, you notice that ahead of you there is a tunnel that has a pattern to it, and it goes deep down into the ground. It is at an angle. It seems to be almost punching into the earth itself. It's not at a 45-degree angle, but it's not a million miles from a 45-degree angle.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Next question. Do I have my tentacle on me currently?
Oh god.
It's funny you should mention that, Will, because there is actually something that you notice. You realize that one of the... As you're staring off, you recall that on the other side, when you first found this strange cavern, you encountered these strange vines that were shielding, that were moving in sunlight. Xune performed various experiments on them and found out a few details. But one thing she probably didn't realize is their infatuation with dwarves. And that is something you discover firsthand as you realize that your leg has been slowly slivered round, encapsulated in vine. It's not crushing. It doesn't try and hold you. It just gently caresses you all the way up, pushing towards your thigh. And that is as much as Twitch will allow me to say anymore.
Oh, it's kind of tickly.
That's the ticket!
That'll do it. Oh, I thought my jimmies were being rustled there for a second. It's just a... Looks like
What's happening?
Some kind of tentacle is like hugging my leg.
I hate this place. I didn't think it was possible to hate this place more, but no, I hate this place. There's a cavern down there. Let's just go.
Okay.
If you feel like this is the worst it could be, just remember the time you basted yourself in nipple juice to survive burning alive.
You know what, Josh? I remember. You know what? I remember it very clearly.
Good to hear.
Maybe this thing will be able to help with that as well, but it looks like at least I can cling on to things with it. You know, it's kind of sticky. Got a suction pads on it, you know, it's like a sucker.
Wonderful news. I'm going now.
Good idea.
Gregor, as you take a step forward, the vine comes away, the roots seem to detach themselves from the rock, and you have a vine wrapped around your leg. You can remove it, but it doesn't want you to. It won't fight you. It will just resent you ever so slightly and make you feel kind of shitty about yourself.
I don't feel like I want to remove it yet at this point either,
Good.
so I allow it.
Maybe you should just show some appreciation, Will. Maybe you should.
I allow the leg tentacle to do its work.
It's much needed work.
Oh, there you go. On the way down.
So you guys proceed a little ways down the tunnel, and you find that up ahead it seems to open up, and it opens up into a large sort of spherical room that is made of almost blasted, almost carved rock. The surfaces would be smooth were it not for 1,000,001 holes that divot the face of this interior, and it flickers and echoes, and you realize that you're almost coming out in what would be the bottom of a bowl, but it seems to circle straight up into a sphere above you, and there are these tiny little holes at regular intervals dotted throughout the surface. There is several different ways that seem to lead out, passages that seem larger and more capable of sustaining travel by yourself and your horses, but it's not easy going. So this is the area you find yourself in.
There's a lot of ways to go from here, Cass. Those big ones there, we could take the horses down easier. But the smaller ones, they're all less likely to run into any traffic, you know.
We'll just have to take the one that I guess will get us there faster. I can't wait around.
All right. Take a big one then. We're going to run into more people along it. Maybe, Zune's on it. Like an underdog highway.
Maybe. Or maybe something somehow even worse than Zune, but whatever does come, we'll
Can't
just
imagine that.
We'll just have to face it, whatever it is, when it comes.
Fine. Take the horses down there, and if you see anything coming, let me know.
We'll do.
So you guys sort of push forward, and I'm going to cut back for a moment, and I'm going to have to ask my dear Louise and my dear Will, if you would be so kind as to remove your headphones.
What if I say no?
If you say no, I will crush you in your entirety.
Well, yeah,
Being in souls.
Wait, me too, or just?
No. Just Kasna and just Gregor. It's all good.
Okay.
Quick chat. What page
They're
is
off.
racial on Xanthars? Help.
So, you guys find yourselves in a situation where, Xune, you are airborne. You're not airborne in the you're airborne in the way Buzz Lightyear would like to be, but in reality, it's that crashing realization that you're there, you're flying, but really you're falling with style here. Xune, Morty is not going to make this jump, and Morty has jumped. I'm going to give you exactly 5 seconds to name your instant gut reaction. What Xune does. 5.
I can't levitate on
3.
Morty. I can't
Okay.
levitate on Morty.
Okay, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Do I have any nat 20s remaining?
Should we have a look? I will need to check the one.
Yep, you have 3.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
have.
use them. I have a nat 1 left though, so.
You do indeed. So do me a favor and roll a D2. It's not important. Don't worry. It's not like something precious was taken from someone just
I'm
last
guessing I should
episode.
remove a nat 1.
So, Xune, you jump on Morty, and you feel your magic falter. You feel it drawn upwards, and above you, you spy twisted, strange obelisks, spiked, nearly 2 meters tall, around the crest of the rim of this huge cavern, that look up through the fog, cutting a huge cylinder, which doesn't seem to be interfered with, through the fog of Zamora above. And there is a sudden sensation of having your magic snatched away from you, as it is pulled upwards, and you see it vanish into one of the obelisks. And you have that moment when you realize that obelisk is starting to get slightly smaller. And it's probably because you are falling. And as you glance back downwards, you realize that Morty can only tread air so far. And he begins to fall. Do you want to, A, fall with Morty into the crushing abyss, or B, try and make the jump? Abandon him, or stay with him and potentially lose him?
Bye, Morty. I will always love you.
But not enough to try and save him. So, Xune pushes off. Would you like to spend one of your nat 20s to make this jump?
Yeah.
Okay. Xune, you are jumping a ridiculous cavern. I explained this beforehand. It is not jumpable, but as you have lost Morty, I'm going to give you a fighting chance.
If I can jump far enough and jump and cast at the same time, could I perhaps Misty Step the remainder of the distance? Like, how far? I'm sorry, I just lost Morty. Okay.
Give me an Arcana check, because you were trying to cast incredibly fast. I will grant you an Arcana check, but it's up to that. An 18. Okay. I will allow you to try, but you still need to make me a con save.
I'm going to use one of those nat 20s because I just am not going down right now. I know I've got only one.
You'll have used one for the jump, one for this, and so you'll be down to one left.
Okay. So, 2 nat 20s for Xune.
So Xune is going across the chasm. She casts Polymorph as Morty is flying. The wings come out. They break away. She goes to cast Levitate. She realizes that she's got to choose between her and her horse, and instantly pushes off and begins trying to cast partway through, kind of looking at one last look at Morty as she's casting, knowing that he can't understand.
Okay, one last check. I want a perception check from yourself. On a 13, you make it just to the edge. Just to the edge. You are teetering on the edge of this chasm. Barely, in fact, you find yourself essentially clinging on to the edge, sort of impacting the side, fingernails digging in, drawing blood from yourself, but you are there. You have made it across. Morty doesn't let out a single sound as he falls. Gavin, you see all of this unfold in front of you. You watch as her magic, for the first time I think you've ever seen, fails her almost twice. And you've already experienced that magic in this particular area, in this particular moment in time, is not a certainty.
Yeah, Gavin goes, he's charging across.
Okay, so you are charging over to dear old Xune. As you make it, she is clinging onto the edge, essentially, and you hear Morty falling, but not at the same time, because he is silent.
How big is Morty?
Morty is a full-size warhorse.
I'm a big damn guy. Is he considered to be in my same size class?
You can save Morty. I believe in you. He's a bone horse. He doesn't weigh as much as
You are a medium. He's also wearing dead flesh. You are a medium-sized creature. He's a large-sized creature. I am not going to tell you that you can't do this because I encourage craziness. But at the same time, I want you to fully understand any risk you might be about to incur. So, there you are.
Just in the split second, I'm not sure if
She's. I tell you right now, Morty is falling fast. Morty, you can tell me Morty doesn't weigh as much as you like. Morty is falling fucking quick. You are going to
32 feet per second times 6 seconds is way too out of range.
I will tell you right now, you don't have the mass to keep pace with him. You are going to need one hell of a run up and something up your sleeve because you don't have fly anymore due to your loss of your instrument, which was blown up.
Yep. I don't know whether my special ability works this way.
Okay.
Can I pitch it to you and you tell me whether
I will allow you to pitch it to me.
I want to run to the edge, cast Thunder Step, grab Morty, and I can Thunder Step I can bring back something of my same size category back. So I kind of want to thunderstep there and thunderstep back. And Xune, I'm sorry for what might happen to you in the process.
Okay.
Are you gonna knock me off the ledge to save my horse?
Well, I think you'll just take bludgeoning damage, but I don't think it'll knock you off. There's no pushback to it. It's just thunder damage.
So, you make your way forward. Give me, first of all, let's see Thunderstep in action. So I need to look at this shit.
The question really is, it's considered 2 spells in the same turn because it's too far if he keeps falling.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. He's going to keep falling, but I gave it to Xune. I will give it to you. Give me an Arcana check because I get the fact that you want this. So I'm gonna leave it in Fate's hand. So an Arcana.
It's only a 12.
There we go. So it's gonna go like this, Torschool. You, next to your dumb little face, have a nat 20. You have 3 nat 20s, and you have a nat 1. So, you jump. You are going to roll me some damage.
Yep.
And then we're going to roll a d2 on whether or not this is your greatest moment or your worst.
Okay. So first, I think it's, let's see, Thunderstep. Oh, where the hell is my stupid roll 20? There it is. That's 24 thunder damage.
Okay. Thunder damage is what exactly?
It's bludgeoning.
Laurelania, would you remind me of last episode? Do you remember what happens when you take bludgeoning damage next?
I fall unconscious, don't I?
Give me a con saving throw.
I got a quick thing in from Stump, donates £9, 2 nat 20s to Xune to make up for the 2 she lost, and 1 nat 20 to Gavin to try and save Morty. Thanks, Stump.
Oh, why don't I just
Okay.
one of those nat 20s?
I'm going to make you roll for it. It came in afterwards. I'm going to make you roll for
I still have
this.
one left.
I'm going to make you roll for this. I am going to make you roll for this. This will be on the dice.
It's a 15. It's a DC.
So, I'm going to give it to you. Gavin, roll me a d2. Is it a nat 20 moment? Or is it a nat 1?
Oh.
It'll either be glorious or it will not.
It's not.
I'm not the
It's
only one
not.
suffering.
So, completely unbeknownst to both Will and Louise, and also Gregor and Kazna, Xune, you watch as Gavin takes a running. He gets a hefty bit of speed, and you watch as his boot comes down about 10 meters in front of you, and there is a sudden burst of black feathers that rupture out of the ground, and suddenly he's 5 meters away, and another footfall, and more feathers come, and Gavin detonates in front of you, and the ground you are holding onto cracks, and you suddenly realize that the piece of rock you're holding onto is falling with you. And you are not alone falling into this crushing black abyss. Somewhere falling beside you, with your dark vision, visible only for a split second as you are descending into complete darkness, you see Gavin reaching for Morty. And we're going to cut back from you guys. Let's go back to headphones on for the guys because this is fun. This is an opening.
Well,
This is an intro. Yes, I'm excited.
I'm back.
This is good. How we doing? You guys good? You all good? Everything's fine.
Feeling great.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone seemed really happy after that moment, so I'm excited for our moment. You know,
Having a good time.
yeah.
Indeed. Everything is glorious. So you you guys are standing there in this huge sphere. And I'm going to ask both of you to roll me perception checks.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, my character. Gregor. Perception check is
13.
3.
We're good.
We're good at this game.
So, and it's a 13 and a 3. You guys are caught in the sheer strangeness of the architecture of this cavernous space. And as you look around at the many holes, the many patterns that they form, you notice that they all seem to swirl in strange ways, in tight concentric spirals. And each of these spirals focuses on one of the biggest holes, one of the traversable passageways. And as you look around, it is a strange sight indeed, but it's not immediately present that there is a sound at the edge of your hearing until you see the ground some distance away crack. Xune, Gavin, whatever your player names are, I ask you to take your headphones off for a second because I love screwing with you. The ground cracks and ruptures. Give me a history check, dear old Gregor Tuscan. Yeah.
History.
Come on, Gregor.
Well,
On a 6. On a 6, there's no way. There's no way that is the same one. It's impossible. And you know, it's rubbish.
Nothing to see there.
This is just a normal crack.
Just
isn't
a
it?
normal
Ground,
Can
the
I
ground
or do I-
ruptures. You don't get a history
Oh, damn.
because you weren't there last time a purple worm visited.
Oh, what a shame that was.
I got a vague feeling that I should jump on a stick right now.
A huge creature suddenly bursts forth into the cavern. Not the entire way, but you watch as chitinous plates fall from it. Its teeth are nearly destroyed. Its body a wrangled mess, but it tears its way through the rock and appears nonetheless in this cavern.
Oh, don't you dare.
It doesn't immediately come towards you. It just punches its way through the wall. It's a good 100 feet away. It's not close, but for a purple worm, it could be on you in a matter of seconds. And it doesn't need to follow tunnels like you do. You are very much on its turf. But this thing, both of you can give me, you can give me a perception, you can give me a nature, you can give me an animal handling.
Eh.
Zero.
Oh my god, really? 3, 6, and 5. Good.
Nat 20.
Nat
There it is.
20.
Come at
Boom.
me. I know so much about purple worms.
So, you do, indeed. We'll get to that in a second. You would have been really helpful last time.
Well,
Will,
wasn't it?
you see... Gregor, sorry, I get you two confused sometimes.
Yeah, very
You're so
like-
alike in so many ways. Gregor, you look and you see the purple worm. You know that stilts are a bad idea, and that's pretty much the extent of it.
Good.
Kazna,
Mm-hmm.
you see something that was once a purple worm. It is very much not a purple worm. There is something very,
That's a
very...
purple one.
That's very much not a purple worm.
As you look at this creature, you notice that its carapace is bulbous and misshapen. It has chitinous plates that are cracked and hanging off. It has serious damage. More damage than it looks like it really should have sustained and lived to tell of it. And its teeth have what appears to be, as bizarre as it sounds, some kind of film between each bladed tooth. Almost spider web like, almost filmish, almost like the space you'd find between a frog's fingers. They are webbed teeth. It is very wrong and very much not the creature that you were told about in horror stories as a child.
It still looks real, right? It's still
thing before.
I mean, it just tore its way from the fucking wall with relatively little ease.
Great.
That thing's bad news. We fought that thing before. I fucking killed that thing. I just didn't get a chance to vomit in its mouth like I wanted to.
I don't think you killed it, or if you did, I don't think it's quite dead.
Well, there is a lich down here. Remember.
Looks like they really don't want us here.
The creature manages to sliver its way outward, but it doesn't keep coming for quite as long. It is stunted. It is torn in two, which fits the damage that you sustained, you dealt between you and Gavin, Gregor. This thing comes out and it has tentacles that are pushing it forwards. And around your leg, Gregor, you feel the vine tighten ever so slightly, quivering.
I think we just found the big mummy tentacle creature.
Good, great, wonderful news. Fantastic.
I'm gonna take a wild stab in the dark here and say that is definitely got something to do with our elephant lich buddy who's meant to be down here. I'm gonna take a second wild guess and say we should fuck it up.
I like that second one the most.
Me
I
too.
would draw my sword, because this bitch ain't coming near me.
Yeah, you said it wasn't directly going for us, but how far away is it right now?
It's still about 100 feet away. It seems to be, with great difficulty, excavating itself from the rock.
Well, let's fuck it up before it gets out.
It is probably around about 15, 20 foot long. It is just basically the head of this creature, and it pulls itself out and slams into the ground, sliding down the inside of this bowl with a wet, sickening squish.
I am running towards it. Go!
As
Okay.
am I.
Or
Roll me
charging
some
towards it.
initiative,
Are we on our
guys.
horses right now?
Go.
You can mount up if you want to and mount a cavalry charge. I will not stop you from that crazy.
I'm scared of my new horse dying, and I love my
It's
new
okay.
vampire horse too much.
It's a vampire
Ask
horse.
chat.
It'll be fine.
Horses are fine.
Look at my tentacle. I'm just gonna run towards
No, I've seen
it.
chat.
Yeah, it
Don't
probably take
look
me
at
longer to mount up and then get towards it, so yeah. It's just-
Okay, so you are running
Pointy.
forth like a bout. Let me just. So we have that. We have Gregor.
Go Ex Machina.
Kasna. So let's see.
Round
Going-
2, bitch! That's what I say. Didn't get you last time, now you're mine! Gavin said this one was mine, Kasna. He said it was mine this time.
Okay, it's yours.
I mean, you can help too. It's sort of like crushing this thing's skull. It's great that we have shared interests.
I'm so glad we can do these things together.
Yeah. Can really be myself around you.
So, Gregor, you are most definitely going first. I'm going to tell you right now, you can fully get up to this thing. It doesn't stop you. It doesn't turn to face you. And you realize that you are on foot. You are a stubby-legged little dwarf. But you run pretty fucking quick. However, there's no way this thing does not anticipate you coming. And yet, it does not mount a defense. It doesn't even turn to face you as you charge forward. What do you do?
I vomit in its mouth.
Okay. You run up to it.
Like I've always wanted to.
Roll me the purple worm mouth vomit.
Purple worm. I use purple worm mouth vomit.
It's super effective.
It's super effective. 39 vomit damage
Shit,
to
pretty
the
effective.
mouth.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
20.
Oh shit.
So, going first, Kazna, are you chasing after him?
Yeah.
Okay, he outpaces you considerably, having clearly got priors with this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Chases
respect
down. Exactly. I mean, a man who has goals, who's driven. I mean, what's not to like? He charges down and he just gets in and then comes like cartoonishly skidding to a halt and projectile vomits sheer fucking magma, and it lights this creature up, and it drives home the fact that there is something very wrong with this creature. Gregor, you cook and burn through its carapace into its flesh, and as you do so, a huge fog of strange gold kicks up around you and begins to expand outwards. But in an instant, the sheer intensity of the flames lick at it, and it bursts out like a gas explosion. It's not enough to damage you, especially given the fact that you can't take fire damage. But Kazna, you're pretty sure that if you'd been closer, you would have been pretty cooked right about then.
Roasted.
And it dies very fucking hard,
A
burning away.
resplendent offering.
God damn it, it's Revan. £20. You thought you were safe. 4 wild magic surges for Scab. God damn it, we're an hour into the show and I'm like, he's not here, it'll be fine. We'll be safe.
He's strung up over a city.
Just don't give
He's
him,
also
just don't give him
got like
tentacles, okay?
he's got like puberty problems. He's got like a million and one things going on. And right now, if he cuts and like if he ends up being cut, he's ages like loads of terrible things.
Amazing. All right, let's look these up. 489 cast. He can pass his right arm through up to 6 inches of wood.
Oh, it's not metal. He's shackled by metal.
Damn it!
Get through that
Are
wood,
you
alright,
sure
though.
the shackles aren't
Yeah.
wooden?
He goes through wood faster than Gregor on leave.
5168. Target attempts to strangle all trees within 100 yards.
Scab, for God's sake.
But
Not
he
helping
oh my god, so he reaches into the tree through 6 inches and strangles the fucking tree.
Ooh,
Jeez.
nice. Next one. Any nearby undead now look disturbingly like the target. They look disturbingly like Scab, basically.
So basically, he's going to see resemblances between him and his auntie. Scandalous.
Scandalous.
Gregor, you have some stuff to answer for.
Oh no.
8862. Any fires now burning within 10 miles exude hallucinogenic smoke. Trippy as
Within
fuck.
10 miles?
Yeah, that's a long way.
Oh my god, he's on drugs.
You guys
doing
are
drugs, no.
within 10 miles. I'm going to tell you.
Our son is on drugs.
And you have just set fire to
What have we
a
done?
misshapen purple worm.
Worst parents in you.
Can you guys both roll me Constitution saving throws as you inhume chemical flame?
Oh, it's gonna be trippy. 15.
Okay.
Nat 20.
There it is.
Oh my god, I was going to say 15, but you got advantage, but a 15 still. Gregor Tuscan, you begin to trip balls, my friend.
Good.
Gregor, I'll tell you right now, you are going to start to see barnacles manifesting on surfaces. Barnacles that have a tiny mouth, a tiny pair of eyes, and one mouse-shapen hand. Takes you a moment, but you realize these are not mere barnacles.
Oh,
You see nipples.
us everywhere.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
have to get out of here, Kazna. Whatever I did unleashed the horde of nipples upon us.
Kazna,
They're coming for us, Kaz.
Kazna, you served in the military. You served around people who needed certain things to get them
drugs.
up in the morning. And I mean, this war was pretty dark in places. There were some times when you guys were cut off and things got pretty horrible, and sometimes for medicinal purposes or for recreational purposes, people experimented with stuff. You know a man on drugs when you see a man on drugs. You know what? Guys, chat. I need the bathroom. I'm going to leave these two to it. I'm going to leave these two drug talk.
There are like zero whites in Gregor's eyes right now. It's just all pupil. He's like, we have to get away from the nipple hordes, Kasna.
Gas is probably just staring at you like, what?
They're everywhere. I see him. I got eyes, Kasna. I got eyes.
What do you see, Gregor?
I see. No. Oh, God. I look back at Kasna and she's one giant nipple talking to me. You're one of them too.
I'm one of who? Gregor, I'm Kasna.
You're one of the nipple people. Are you working with them, Kasna?
I'm not. No, I'm just Kasna.
Is Kasna really an anagram for nipple?
No.
I don't read common very well.
It's all right. Look, we're just gonna move on out of here.
I don't know if I can trust you, giant talking nipple.
Okay. Well, what if I tell you something that only Kasna, the real Kasna, not the nipple Kasna, would know?
All right. Well, if you're not one of the nipple people, you won't possibly know. What is it?
Well, I mean, you're the one that turned me into the vampire with this contract and got yourself involved as well. Would a nipple know that? Nipples don't have brains.
I don't know if a droopy noopy would be able to know that or not.
And we have a son, Scab. Remember him? He's not a nipple.
He's not a nipple. He might have been turned into one for all I know.
Well, we'll only know if we get back there. So we have to do this, and then we'll get back.
Okay.
And then we'll help him if he is a nipple person.
Okay.
But let's assume that he isn't for now.
Well, I would accept him if he is a nipple person.
That's wonderful.
But what do we do about these nipple people that are watching us right now everywhere?
Ignore them.
Gregor.
I don't know if I can.
Gregor.
Yes, nipple.
Indeed. Check Zoom chat.
Zoom chat. Okay.
You check. Gregor, stop. Check Zoom chat.
Gregor looks at the fourth wall. Okay. Okay. Let me know when I should look at it.
Oh man.
Oh,
In the
nipples
meanwhile,
talking to me right now, Kasna. Little nipples.
That's all right. I can't believe that our son is strung up, starving, going through puberty.
I sense a demon, Kasna. There's a demon nearby. I sense it near. It's close. Might be a demon nipple for all I know. A nipple demon.
A nipple demon.
A demon of nipples. A succubi.
Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, we again should be definitely moving on from here.
I agree.
Gregor, right? Okay, so let's get the horses. Let's forget about the purple worm and all of the nipples.
I am nipple overlord.
Yes.
As all this chaos unfolds behind you, there is a smoking ruin of this creature. But you guys spend quite some time trying to calm Gregor down. And after, it takes him like half hour to like bring his shit down to this level. Like he gets worked up. And finally, you guys calm down and realize that you are alone again and relaxed and calm.
We also have a viewer decision before we...
Oh, fantastic. Okay, guys, as they're not currently able to hear us, Gavin and Xune are falling into something that fell from the surface.
Oh.
What fell from the surface? I'm thinking a structure or something.
Okay. Underneath this line in chat, I won't put the question because then they'll see it. So, what fell from the surface?
Into the Underdark.
We could like, you know, anagram it, so just have WWF.
look at Squall's face. Squall knows.
The fear.
The fear is real.
From.
Look at his face. Look at his dumb little face. Okay. But save him. Yeah. Spiked potato towel pile. Yeah, that's right. That's what it is. Just Gregor's childhood house. I love that. And infinitely changed. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, this happens. You guys realize after some time of trying to calm Gregor down, Gregor, you realizing you were on a kind of a bad trip. What I sent you still applies.
Kaz, I know that I kind of come down now, but I still sense a demon nearby.
Right. How nearby?
Just close.
Well, a demon's not going to stop us, and whatever it is, or could be, I pity it if it comes into us. We should get moving again.
Okay, sure. Let's get out of here.
I want to get the horses and get going.
The horses didn't have a chance to get in on this fight. They look miffed. But they wait by the tunnel. They are the only people who are waiting for you by the tunnel.
Okay. Mount up. Also, the viewer decisions are in Cathedral, Labyrinth, Nipple, or Tavern. The Tavern, as in the Tavern from Season 1, I'm imagining.
Okay.
That's
all right.
The Cathedral is a Cathedral of the Raven Queen as well.
Oh, maybe, what's his name still there?
Clay.
Clay. Oh, good old Clay. Oh, I miss Clay.
We've got to raise him from the dead.
He's dead. Yeah, it's fine.
He couldn't come back.
As
Things
in-
come back all the time.
Yes, that is the tavern that we never left in Season 1. If you haven't gone back and watched it, we just never left that tavern.
What was
And-
it? What was it
You
called?
I don't
will wake up
know.
after a really bad trip. Called the Pissed Fox.
The Piss Fox.
Oh,
yeah,
that's...
that's on the map. Oh.
Yes.
Alright then. So we mount up and... how do I sense this demon, by the way? Is it just... I feel it?
So
Do I...
now you're kind of coming down from your experience. Gregor, you have not entirely spent your life away from demons. You have
This is very
experienced
true.
demons before. Gregor, you feel that slight prickling in your skin. You feel the goosebumps rising, the hair on your arms rising, and you notice that your magic feels more virulent, more intense, more electric in the presence of something powerful. This is more than mere fiend touched, more than something like a devourer which you encountered before, the great hunger. This is something true, something from elsewhere.
Can I do a perception? To see
Yeah,
if
give me a
I
perception.
Sense a demonic presence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gregor experienced a
It's a
demon
5,
before.
unless you want to
A
give me
5
an
on a
advantage
5?
because
On
I'm
a
super
5?
great.
I mean, you cannot see into many of these tiny little holes. You can't see into many of the tunnels. There is a burning carcass near you, but other than that, you don't know.
Just, I've been around demons before and it feels the same way. Pretty
Right.
sure it's real.
I believe you. I do. We should just be fast getting out of here.
Announce yourself, demon!
There is no response. But you
Oh,
get
that's
the
good.
sense that it's not too far. But it's getting further away, almost as if
Leading us.
whatever it is withdrawing from you.
Yeah, it's going away. It's like it's leading us somewhere. It knows where we're
Well.
going.
Guess we've little else to do but follow.
I guess now would be a good time to mention I have certain powers because I'm technically a warlock as well.
Right.
I mean, you see me do some magic stuff in the past. I don't do it a lot. But kind of made a deal a long time ago, you know, when I thought all of this was just gonna end in war and death forever on. I made a pact with a demon in order to gain control over prisoners, so I could sell their souls and get them to fight. I didn't have many scruples, Kazna. Can't say I've gained many since then.
I get that. That's fine.
Yeah, so what I do basically is I made the deal with the demon, and then I sell their souls into indentured service so that they'd come fight in my war as prisoners. And when we met, that's when, well, that's what I was doing, and then we got in that battle and they all died, and I haven't really done it since. Didn't really see much need to, but, you know, it's kind of just on the back burner, you know, in terms of deals that I've been making. I don't keep track of them, on principle.
No, that's interesting. That's good. In fact, I think we might need something like that where we're going.
Well, you know, I figured all the others have got some edgy fucking god or lord to talk to. I might as well have another voice in my head every now and again, you know.
Might as well.
Alright then, let's see where this thing's leading us.
Let's go, my warlock fire spewing friend.
So, I'm going to give you a choice here. You can roll me either an Arcana, Will. You can roll me I'm going to give you a Insight. Or you can roll me a straight roll on whatever your, I believe it's Charisma.
Okay.
Can I assist?
I might just drop a nat 20 on this one. I do have a nat 1 though.
Oh! I see how it is. Okay.
I got 4 of these bad boys to get for, and I got 1 nat 1.
Roll me a D2. Let's see if it's your night.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, Will.
Yeah.
You suddenly realize that the reason it is withdrawing is because its presence in the area is withdrawing. And you realize that the last little bit of it vanishes when the last embers die out on the carcass of the purple worm. This misshapen thing right next to you burn brightest, hottest, and then wink out. And they extinguish themselves along with the presence of this demon, but there is this subtle pull that drags you in a way that you know is north. You don't know why you know it's north, you just know that it is, and it is directly away from your absent friends who have still yet to reunite themselves with you. And you know that whatever this is, on a natural 20, donated or not, on a natural 20, this is not some chancer. This is not something that should be here in any capacity.
Okay. Yeah, it's headed northwards, Kazna, that's where it is. It was seen through that thing there. I'll point to the giant worm. But no, it's retreating. It's headed north, somewhere unnatural for sure. Oh, we're headed that way
Nice.
anyway.
Then north it is.
Right.
Ahead of you, there is a tunnel. There are small, strange, helix-like holes, almost like a hive, that are drilled into the walls with precision, and yet reckless abandon. And as you trudge forward with the horses, you trudge forth too short. And we're going to cut away from you guys there. I'm going to give you guys a little break.
Yeah.
Do I have to take our headphones off again?
You may do, I'm afraid.
Okie dokie. I'll
All
see you
is
later.
well. Hey, buddy. Get hyped. So, yes, everything is good. Everything is fine. Empty wine glass. That's the worst. Fill that wine glass right now.
No, I don't have time. He said headphones on.
Fill your wine glass. You are going to need that. So, you guys...
That's not what you want to hear from your DM, dude.
You might want to pour yourself a drink, because this is not going to be... So,
I figured.
You
What do
guys,
you mean you figured?
you guys can do me a favor. Both of you.
I'd like to rage.
You'd like to rage? Good choice, my friend.
As I fall and think that, go to the underdock, she said. It's going to be fun, she said. My people are there, she said. We could have taken a boat. I could have been sipping frozen drinks on the deck of a boat, sailing back to the free cities. And here I am falling into a bottomless pit.
It's not bottomless. How does 82 bludgeoning damage serve you guys?
Oh,
Hang on. How long are we falling for?
that would be 20, that would be 200 feet. No, yes. Per 10 feet. Yeah, 200
So I
feet.
have 20 seconds, so I have a chance to cast 2 spells, yeah?
Tia, may I remind you what your wild magic surge was from last episode?
Right, I'm unconscious.
When you take bludgeoning damage, you are unconscious. So how does 82 bludgeoning damage shoot you?
I'm beyond dead. I'm like... yeah.
You are technically not knocked unconscious through lacking hit points. So does 82 damage
Wait.
kill you outright?
It has to be double your hit point maximum, right?
It does.
Yeah,
indeed.
double your hit point
No,
max.
not quite, but we're pretty freaking close, man.
Okay, cool.
I assume
Gavin,
that's
how-
41
Negative
for me, right?
76?
Because I
41.
raged.
Yes, 41.
So,
Gavin, are you still conscious?
oh yeah,
Okay.
Gavin's a
Yeah.
tank.
Fantastic. How many hit
Especially
points do you
raging.
have?
91.
You have 91 hit points left.
I was at 132 and I lost 40.
Jeez,
I lost
I'm
41 hit points.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Gavin, nevertheless, you were smeared over the floor. Like,
Oh
this-
yeah, no, it's
you are
not. It hurts.
Yeah. Zune lands next to you and does not. She hits the ground so hard she doesn't bounce. She cracks into the ground. You cannot see her. She is near you in the darkness. It is absolute blackness down here, beyond dark. There is no light that reaches down this far. There is, like, Drow wouldn't be able to see down here. It is absolute crushing. And as you sort of land, you find yourself looking up at what is a light at the end of the tunnel, a very, very long tunnel. Somewhere fathomless depths above you, there is light, and you know that that light is the world. But you are beyond the world at the moment. You are beyond help, you are beyond reason, and you have made a significant impact in the ground. You have probably broken quite a few bones in this process. You are not in any way... I'm going to tell you right now, like, you may have hit points, you are not in a fit shape to be doing much. You are still alive, you are still conscious, you are able to get up, you are able to move around, but it's going to be pretty tough.
So he is probably catching his breath, that first few and he starts starts feeling around to try to find. He saw Morty fall. Is Morty making any noise? You're muted.
There are no other noises down here. However, you start to move around. The light that you're staring up at shifts ever so slightly. You become aware that you are looking through what appears to be some kind of barrier. You are looking through almost as if someone has cut a hole in a sheet and is holding the blackest of sheets above you, and there is light on the other side. You can see this tiny pinprick of sunlight far above you. You know it's far away, but as you look around, you notice that there are two other holes in this curtain of blackness that hangs above you. They shine light down, and as you glance in the dark, you make out two shapes lying motionless on the floor. One is significantly more sizable, makes no attempts to move. The other one is smaller, but likewise makes no attempts to move.
The other two light sources, I mean, they are still above me, but they're not like the whole.
No, it's
not
almost like a
spotlight.
Almost like a spotlight that points down specifically on these two other craters.
Okay. So potentially two, like something other than the 200 feet I just fell down. There's other two ways potentially to climb out, and they're still straight above me, or like off to angles, like maybe more climbable, not vertical wall.
No, straight up, straight above you.
Straight above,
like a spotlight that has been mounted on a ceiling that is shining on you specifically. It's very weak, but you can see it, and you can make out what appears to be dust floating in the air.
Anyway, so I try to find. I go over to what I assume is the smaller one, which is Xune.
You find Xune. She has something impaling her. As you get up, you will notice that you have a whole multitude of lacerations. Xune is broken looking. She is smashed and sundered, but it's difficult to tell, being the creature, the entity, the enigma that she is, what that means for her with regards to functionality. She is a heap. There is blood. There is a considerable amount of blood, but it is all focused around her top half. Her bottom half is somewhere. Her bottom half is broken, shattered, and looks pretty ruined.
Really, Xune? Again? I get it. I get it. You are trying to escape your past, your lineage, your parentage, the expectations that they pushed you so far to try to fulfill, and that you're rebelling against. I truly do. More than you know, I truly do. But can you not see that this quest, this desire to become a lich, will be seen as nothing more than a temper tantrum? Just another louder temper tantrum that you cannot and will not show them that you've grown or changed or gotten any bigger or become more than what you are. You see,
A kind gesture.
for you to really grow, you have to experience life. You have to live it.
Gavin.
She awake?
She is conscious, apparently, but very much unable to move, it would seem.
He looks at her and goes, That's a pity.
How so, Mr.
Because for you to really grow, what you need to experience is betrayal. And I smash her head in with my mace.
I fucking knew it! Ah!
My first attack.
You don't need to roll.
Okay.
She cannot defend herself.
Have you never been told by your queen?
2 years!
Have you never understood that when you are talking with one of the demon lords, that there's always that slight chance you're speaking with the Prince of Deception himself? I smash her in the head again just to make sure. I assume that's a couple more death save throws gone.
Tell me how you kill Xune Vandree of House Vandree.
No!
And because you and that goddess of yours seem to somehow keep coming back, I spend 2 sorcery points, cast a fireball, and shove it down her throat.
No!
Would you please roll me that fireball damage so I can do a dex save, so I can tell my friends here that something cast a fireball, and that's why why she died.
It's 8d6, I believe.
Yeah, at level 3, yeah.
Gavin, you voluntarily take 34 damage, I presume.
Oh, I'm going to roll a dex save.
Yeah, you can roll a dex save to get out of the way.
That's a 19, so I'll take half damage of that.
I will never forgive you.
You take 16 damage.
Help me out here, chat, so that our friends don't understand exactly what's gone. Give your regards to the undead. Cheers. And I will cast regular old fly on myself because, hey, I'm a sorcerer, and will. Questions whether it's going to take. I'll actually use a nat 20 for it to take, and all I've got's 20s for the con save.
I can't argue with that. So you spend an nat 20, and I tell you now, you don't need to spend it immediately, but as you head upwards, being a sorcerer as you are, you have perfect vision down here. It is not as dark as some people may find it as you look around and you see that you have crashed through the ceiling of a temple, a huge cathedral that once dwelled upon the surface, you imagine, and you leave a smoking ruin behind you, smouldering, crackling on the ground.
I fly up to go tell our good friends Gregor and Kazna the horrible news.
I'll be right back.
I'll be using, just in case so I don't have to do it later, I'll be using a nat 20 for that deception check.
Okay. That is noted. So, headphones back on for the guys, and we'll see.
So what the fuck just happened?
Okay, Josh, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Okay, what the fuck? Okay?
All is
I
good.
trust nothing that
No, I disagree.
Tolstoy
I
does.
disagree immensely with that statement that you just said. I've never disagreed with anything more. What the fuck is going on?
So, you guys find yourselves traversing a tunnel. As you sort of walk down, there is a huge sort of passageway ahead of you, and there is the sound of hooves clipping and clopping around you. But that is it. That is pretty much the only sound other than the occasional clink in Gregor's armor.
A resplendent offering.
Quick meta question.
Yeah.
Based on the screaming that I heard from my headphones, are my Xune senses tingling?
Why would they be tingling?
Well, I just don't. I don't
I don't know. I just got a £20 donation in from Frofgar. # save Xune. How weird.
Hey, Josh.
Weird coincidence about that donation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What can I say? People on Twitch are crazy. Well,
That's weird.
that's all I can
This
say.
is new to
Crazy
us. Ever since the new rules came in, it's just been weird.
Are they?
So, I don't know. I can't talk to you about that because I have no idea what they're talking about. What I can tell you, what is going on for you in your immediate reality, is you're in a tunnel.
You in real life.
I'm gonna
Bring
hurt
it
you
on.
in real life.
Right. Yes, we're in a tunnel. It's a great time. What's happening?
I know where he lives. So we're going down the tunnel on the horses. Everything is fine, hand in hand, skipping along.
No problems
No
here.
problems in the world.
So, as you you make your way along, you find yourselves in this strange
Thank you, Whiskey Mage.
tunnel that is punctured through with holes. There is the slight drip of moisture that is on the walls, that drips down sort of the edge of the walls. It's almost slick in this tunnel. It's unpleasant. But you're making your way down, and both of you will start to notice this strange fetid smell. It's like a musk. It's this rancid, but not overpowering. It's not that sort of fresh, rotten food. It's almost a smell of decomposition that happened a very long time ago. You make your way towards what appears to be a large cavern, but up ahead you can see that there is a huge bubbling mass in front of you. There appears to be an underground lake that you are approaching, and it is difficult to make out because almost immediately you notice that there is this haze in the air that you are coming towards, and it is unpleasant. It is a noxious looking gas that fills this chamber ahead.
We get for a couple of donations. I missed these because my headphones are off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Rodney donated £2 to give 2 heals for Xune. I think. Appreciate it, my friends. She might need those. Ross donates £10. Hey Josh, did you need some more ammo, boss monster to use as you wish? Thank you, my friends.
What is happening? I feel so out of the loop.
I'm just playing with Morty.
So things smell bad. We enter into a big cavern.
Yeah, you you see ahead of you this huge cavern, and as you approach, you see like this wavering heat. You feel that it's almost become, the air has become not moist, quite the opposite. It's almost become dry down here, like that catch in the back of your throat. And ahead of you, there is this fog, this strange, slightly gold green fog. And as you stand there and sort of gaze towards it, you notice that there appears to be ahead an underground lake with narrow spider-like paths that lead through it. But as you look forward towards it, you hear something else. You hear the sound of air rippling behind you, of a breeze coming down the tunnel. And you, Kasna, would be aware that you don't really get breezes down here, but it is coming nonetheless. As you turn around, look behind you, you see a boss monster. That's what I'm referring to Gavin as. As Gavin comes flying towards you.
What's up, Gav?
I'm assuming I'm riding death. I'm sorry,
Yes.
riding war.
Yes. You see...
You said boss monster. Calls
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right, no funny jokes. Yeah.
You see Gavin come riding towards you. You hear sort of the clip and the clop of hooves, and he is approaching down the tunnel, following you guys.
Yeah, I know a perception check. There's a little quick perception. Real quick perception. Is he galloping happily towards us? Or is he galloping murderously towards us?
roll me an insight check.
Who knows?
Gavin's actually crying.
It's a 12.
Gavin is crying. There you are. Gavin
Why
is
are you
crying.
crying?
Why are you crying?
That's even
Gavin?
worse than being murderous.
Oh, feelings.
I can't
Gross.
deal with human emotions.
I kind of call out to Gav. Gav, what's up?
Xune, she made it out
Yes.
of the earth.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Made it out of the earth.
Yes.
Really?
Where is she?
She hopped on Morty, and she was going to jump the chasm because the tower had fallen. I guess she thought her magic would work. She maybe didn't see when I lost the guitar. Xune, always
What are you,
so confident.
Gavin?
What do you mean?
Gavin, what's
What's
she
up?
saying?
Waited to cast the spell until she was over the chasm. Morty sprung wings, beautiful, black, Pegasus wings, that then dissolved. And she fell. I tried to thunder step all the way across to get her, to get Morty. I nat one. And we fell. We both did. And at the bottom, I don't know, there was an explosion. He's wiping, burn marks off of himself. He obviously is battered.
You will notice, like Gavin straight up looks like he's been hammered to shit. He looks like he's probably got several broken bones. He has burn marks. I'll give you this for free. This is, just something that you will see. He basically has smoke coming off him in places. He is badly lacerated. Looks like he has 1,000,001 sort of like cuts and bruises. And his clothing is singed. His blacksmith apron is just tarnished and damaged.
What are you saying, Gavin?
She
Where is
was on
Xune?
fire. She fell and was broken. And there was the explosion and she was on fire. There was nothing left. There was nothing left. He's just crying.
Been dead before?
I don't know about this time.
Is she?
There's...
No. You're wrong. You're
Of
wrong.
course I am. Of course I am. If anyone can find a way, Xune can.
Go see her. Lead us there.
How? Gavin, if what you said is true, and I'm struggling to want to believe it, how are you here and she isn't?
I climbed out.
You
My
both
blessing.
fell, didn't you?
Yes, I took, what was the number? I took 40, no, wait, sorry. I got beat to shit, but I was raging.
41 bludgeoning damage, and then an additional 16.
16.
Yeah, 16 fire damage.
I don't know what to tell you. I tried to save her. I tried to save Morty even.
Let's see the body.
There's nothing left. It's a 200-foot chasm. there's a cathedral down there. I don't know if it will assist us in any way.
What you're telling me, Gavin, what you've come here to tell me
Is your sister is dead.
You failed
did.
to save my
did.
sister.
I
and
did.
you're coming here to tell me that. And are you expecting my sympathy?
No. Or your understanding. I don't want to lose Scab as well. We have to complete this mission. We knew coming we were up against incredible odds.
Why the explosion, though?
I don't know. This place. A masochistic DM.
Oh no.
Kazna, you have a problem with violence. You have the rage of a Baelor in you. It's been with you since pretty much episode 1.
Oh, here we go.
Your sister is endangered in any capacity, and you fail a wisdom saving throw, you go into a psychotic rage. I'm going to leave this in your hands.
Gavin will rage and then just stand her and let her beat on him.
Kasna probably does, like, she isn't saying anything. She's just shaking. And then she raises her eyes and looks directly at Gavin. And for a moment, it's just silence as she's breathing. And then she just leaps at him. You're like, she can't see or hear anything but the blood in her ears, and can't see anything but Gavin. And she's gonna just go for him.
Yeah, no, I go into a rage, but then just brace myself for what's coming.
How do you want me to do this, Josh? Initiative or just firing things off?
He's not really.
I'm not gonna fight back.
Okay, sick. I'm just gonna hit you then.
Roll me some attacks.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you. This is between you guys.
I'd like the first one to be a natural 20.
Okay, roll
I'm
me.
very
that
angry.
20.
Cass is very angry.
Roll me that nat 20.
But I have the nat 20. It's on the face. I'd like to use.
Yes, so roll me that nat 20 damage.
Okay, I would love to. Just give me a moment to let that work. So that's only 9. What the fuck is
Oh,
this?
you had rolled a 1 in that, but it's doubled. So it would be 14 slashing.
Mm-hmm. And then I get to go again because I'm an Eldritch Knight and I'm fucking cool like that. So, that's a 15. It's not going to hit you, is it?
15 does not hit me.
No.
Are you trying to get out of the way though?
I mean, I'm gonna let her hit on my armor. I'm not gonna give her freebies. But I mean, your call. I mean, if I'm just standing there, I'm letting
Gavin,
her. I'm gonna let my armor absorb some of this.
Gavin, tell me about your armor.
I mean, it's just the leather apron, but it's still a blacksmith's leather apron. So,
Okay.
I mean, she can.
Is she? If you don't defend yourself, she's gonna hit you like a freight train. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna let her kill me, but I'm gonna let her get her aggression out. So, yeah. I will defend myself. Actually, I'll go like, get it out. You can do better than that. So I'll not take that hit, but I want her to, go again.
Fuck it, I will.
Work through this.
19.
That hits me.
That's 18 damage. That's better, finally. Oh. And then again. 19. 15 damage.
Okay.
And then again.
How many hit points?
See, yeah. I'm doing the math. That was another 15.
That's 19 damage.
Whilst this is happening, I'm gonna cast a detect faults on Gavin here.
Okay.
To get his surface.
Ow.
Yeah, pain.
So, yeah, no, I mean, at this point, I'm raging and in serious pain. You're seeing Gavin drops to one knee. He is not down, but if you keep hitting this way, he's going to go unconscious.
Okay.
Does that break her out of his? Her rage?
I'm gonna leave this one to Kaznik. She knows her. Louise
Gavin is
doesn't-
there weeping, but letting you just beat on him.
Kazna, you have drawn a hefty amount of blood. Gavin has arrived not in fit shape for a hefty fight, and you have given him a hefty fight. You have drawn a considerable amount of blood from him. He is battered. He is broken. He will not walk this off without the blessings of the divine, which you know have been absent from him of late. He is going to be... He's going to struggle to walk this one off, and you are still laying into him. And that's your decision. What you do next.
Gavin can roll a wisdom saving throw here. As I probe deeper.
Give me that whiz save.
I have to find a DC for you here in a second. I believe it's 14.
Right, okay. So give me that whiz save, Gavin.
I mean, I'm using the nat 20 nat 20 like you PM'd me.
On a natural 20.
Okay.
You see Gavin's mind is a roller coaster of emotions. He is a tempest swirling in the storm. He is being chucked around. He feels so many things, but there is a great deal of regret there.
Okay, that's my action for this turn.
I have something I want to do.
Okay. Does Kazna do it? That's all I need to know.
That's the question. I'm questioning if she would. I think she would. Okay. So I'll look down at Gavin and see what I've done to him so far, and she's still just angry and enraged, and she feels something on her neck begin to kind of burn ever so slightly, and she reaches her hand up to it and touches the necklace.
Is it
That-
time?
Xune had got for her. And she'll slowly remove it, and I don't know, but now or never. She's not intending to kill with it, but she's intending to completely restrain Gavin with it.
Okay. Make me an attack.
First time I've ever used this.
You are muted, Gavin. buddy.
Stand by.
Okay.
Oh, 28.
Oh, damn.
I
No, you rolled twice. It's a 20.
Oh, 20.
However.
However.
Chat has the cat out of the bag. I cast Dominate Person on Kazna.
Oh, dear.
Well, now's a
Demon
good-
man.
good
I
time
spend
to roll
two
on this.
I spend 2 sorcery points to make it a subtle cast, so Gregor doesn't see it.
Can we roll initiative at some point here?
We may have to, but so far, Kazna's the only aggressive one here.
Can I make like a
Yeah.
no thing on it?
It's what saving throw is Dominate Person?
This is
Yeah.
not my saving throw. This is someone else's saving
What
throw.
about a natural 20?
I'm gonna, because it's PvP, I'm gonna make you roll for it.
Fuck you.
With regards to PvP, you will have to roll.
What am I rolling?
Is it a wisdom?
It's a wisdom, and yeah, like I said, it's not my saving throw. That's you. Yeah, that's you, Josh. Of whether it works, whether she beats it or not.
I don't want to roll it.
Warren Sun stays 4 nat 20s to tool score. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, God.
Alright, you can't use them, right? It's PvP.
You are the second to last Vandree standing.
No. Don't. do that.
Our bloodline dies with you.
Oh my god, I swear to god, I'm gonna murder everyone in real life.
The command I'm giving her is calm down, nothing more.
So,
That's an 11.
you fail your wisdom saving throw,
Of course I do.
and you find yourself almost in the presence of someone who can manipulate your emotions, like Jasper, who's amazing. Sorry, that's completely
Wow, yeah. That was very-
That's to settle a fucking argument we were having off stream. So you find yourself suddenly exhausted. Kazna, you can't raise the strength. You realize that you would probably, your knee would give out if you took a step towards him to try and kill him. And the weight goes from you, your strength, your drive, all the anger. You come out of your rage and you drop immediately to levels of exhaustion, unfortunately, as is the condition of having the rage of a Baelor within your mortal form. You get some
What
cool
level for each time I rage?
two.
And-
What?
Gavin just hugs
It
her.
is nasty.
Oh no.
Gavin just hugs her and goes, calm down. It'll be all right. We'll get through this. It'll be just fine.
Gregor, you see Kazna slump down, literally fall to Gavin, who has fallen to one knee, is bleeding, is broken and battered, but still has the strength to hold Kazna upright as she topples forward, sobbing. What do you do?
She's let's see. She's upset, looks like.
It would seem so. She's had some pretty emotional news.
Shadow Rodney gives a critical success to Kazna. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah. Can I use it to kill Tool School? Just,
Not even Gavin.
Gavin can live. I don't even...
It's so difficult to say of these things, like when it's difficult to know what the character is going to do at this point. He's seen Kazna. He is definitely suspicious of the whole explosion thing. I think that's his main sticking point in terms of that. But he does trust Gavin, and he doesn't trust Xune. So I think he just kind of picks up Kazna at this point. That's enough.
She's just sobbing uncontrollably.
You get a wild magic surge as well from Isri for Kazna.
Great. Is it, all dead sisters come back to life?
That would be
That would be great.
Okay, let's see this wild magic, sir.
It's 1443.
1443. You got this?
Yeah, caster reacts violently to anyone she hears using improper grammar.
Gavin, you better watch that.
Gavin, you better speak the Queen's English. Or
Now
else.
on.
That's my one rule, damn it. Now that Zune's gone, I've got some new rules.
Dude isn't here anymore.
I say, are you right, Gavin?
No. But what choice do we have but go on? And I assume I look at my back and see a big smear of Brainy because I landed on him.
Nope.
Don't see Brainy at all. Okay.
Did you kill him too?
I don't know. He was on my back. I have no idea.
You can throw yourself off a cliff if you want.
I was going to say, I bet
People riding
Brainy's
you
smarter than
have a
either one of us.
choice.
Yes. Brainy probably is a problem. But no, I'm not all right. I'm not sure if we'll... I was never going to let it become a lich. I thought I could convince her. But now she's lost to us.
Difficult to believe.
Did you find anything in these tunnels? What's here? Do we know anything more?
Quick meta question about dominate person. Are the effects just that I listen to the one command, or am I completely under?
It's duration for a minute.
It lasts for just a minute. So yeah, I just wanted to get you out of your rage.
Okay. Okay. So I'm no longer.
Because my deception I used a nat 20 for my deception. So
6. I'm no longer dominated.
you're not dominated. It literally was just to knock you out of the rage so you wouldn't kill me.
Can I make an insight into you being like, oh, I never wanted her to become a lich, and well, now she's dead. So
Go ahead.
Not a problem here. It would be a bit cheaty for me to use a nat 20 there. So
No, go ahead, because he absolutely never wanted her to become a lich. That's the last thing
That's true. But the question is,
Gavin ever wanted.
So much so.
Roll me insight, and full score. You can roll me a deception to keep whatever you want to your chest.
Can I instead roll a religion and the Lord's?
I'll roll
Or a
this 'cause you say
constitution?
PvP. That's an
because
18 deception.
There we go.
And I can't use a nat 20, can I?
Yeah, PvP.
God damn you.
Well, then I would have used a nat 20 on an inside check against Gavin earlier.
No,
Truth be told.
I'm keeping that 20s from PvP stuff because you guys are nasty bastards. And you guys have all been doing terrible things behind closed doors.
I've done nothing.
And there is still a boss monster out there for you guys that I still have to play with. So, Gavin, tool score. On a 16 insight versus your 18 deception. How's Gavin?
Gavin is truly remorseful that he was never able to save Xune. He never wanted, he never wanted her to become a lich. I mean, that's against everything that you know of Gavin.
Mm.
I'm gonna shut my mouth. It's not like you were rolling around with vampires for half the fucking campaign. No, it's fine.
A lich is different than a vampire.
Whatever.
Actually,
Yeah, this is different than vampires.
I actually, in hindsight, now that I've learned about who the Shatter Kai are, they probably are Shatter Kai. But that's just because I didn't know my D&D lore.
The last thing Xune and I ever talked about, well, it was a fight. And I can't tell if that's how she'd wanted to go, the true drow way, or if we should have reconciled sooner. I guess I'll never know.
It's a mysterious world. We'll have to see how this all turns out, won't we? It's been a long march.
Don't. She's out there somewhere, and mark my words, I will find her.
And if anyone can find a way, Xune can. There's a little bit of quiver of fear in Gavin's voice when he says that.
Even if seeing that woman die more times than I'd care. She might be gone for now, but I'd bet my last gold piece that she'll find a way back somehow. And the retribution will be mighty to whatever killed her. Whatever bastard is down here, that lich thing has got it coming to him. Whoever's responsible. Bad day.
You have a point there. Let's go. I don't want to be here much longer.
So the party, now reduced to 3, heads down into the darkness. And you see ahead of you, as described before, a fetid fog, a swamp-like area. It's all green and gold, sparkling, shimmering mists that there's this dryness in the air, like all the moisture has been drawn away. It's pretty dark and uncomfortable, and yeah, it's unpleasant. It's very unpleasant. It's fetid and infected.
Gross. We're gonna zang back for the raid. We're having bad times over here, guys. Welcome.
I'm legitimately so upset.
Bad times.
I'm like actually crying, dude. Don't even.
No. Oh. Yeah,
Bad
Kaz
down
was
here. We're
just
getting.
silent, just going.
I sensed something down here earlier. Told Kazna. It's a demon. The further northwards we head, the closer to it we get. Not friendly. It's not natural. Might be responsible for the stuff down here.
So we see this mist here ahead of us.
Yeah, like there's. Give me a nature or survival.
Survival, yeah.
Okay.
22.
Damn. Okay, on a 22, you probably don't want to be breathing that stuff too deeply.
This must be the place for us to drink these vials.
What fucking vials? You fell on the ground. Fuck you. I'm taking you with me. Did any of those survive? Yeah.
Yeah,
Would
they
you
did.
like? Would you like?
Because they were in my bag of holding.
Oh, they were.
It's not a bag of holding. It's a
actually-
handy sack of.
Yeah, handy sack of rations or whatever we call.
Because it's got like spice pouches and a million one other things.
Yep.
So
But I did put them in there.
you take out some vials. You have. Do you know how many?
15.
You have 15 vials, indeed.
One per day.
There are 3 of you. You have
Wait,
5
12
days.
hours a day. I wrote it down.
It was every 24 hours, but you want to
24,
overlap.
but you overlap.
Because you don't want any point where you are exposed to this.
Yep. 5 days. I hand them a vial and have one myself and drink it right up.
Gregor remains in uncomfortable silence during this.
As do I.
You guys drink up, and it is a quiet moment. As you drink something that is slightly too thick, it clings to itself. It's almost gelatin. It is clear. It is almost tasteless. There is a slight caustic aftertaste, that slight burn. But other than that, it's just unpleasant in its texture. And it burns, but in a comforting whiskey kind of way. That kind of strong spirit, but does nothing to alleviate the pain. That is it. There is no other sensation that comes with it, other than the reassurance that you did the thing you were told to do, and it will protect you.
Gavin. Gavin.
Yes.
Not that I want to keep thinking of it, but the event was everything destroyed. Xune had a ring, our house ring, and if I am the last Vandree left, I can't leave it in a chasm.
I didn't know. I didn't loot her body.
I thought you said you didn't have a body.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't stick around to wait till it stopped burning. It was... I'm sorry, I didn't gather her items.
Just
I
left
guess I
her there
should've-
while you escaped with your life? I see.
She was dead, Xune. She was dead, Kazna.
Don't call me by that name. How about you two go ahead? I'll go back and check.
You'll need help to get down there.
Can use my rope.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Do you still have it?
I get it out and chuck it to Kazna. Do what you have to do.
Thank you. Until we see again.
Should we go back with you?
No, I need to do this alone.
Understood.
Best we leave it.
I'll turn with my horse and head back.
You trudge on backwards. And as you do so, wow, there's so much subterfuge in this episode. I love it. Tall Skull and Will, headphones off, as this is just just for the ladies. So, you ride backwards, heading back towards the edge of the chasm, and you feel the strange intensity wash over you as you enter this space that has some kind of strange, curious regional effect on the magic in this area. And as you look down on the edge, there is this huge chasm that splits this open space, and at the bottom is crushing blackness.
I'd like to use the rope to go down.
You can indeed. As you do so, though, you take the rope off. The rope is already unfurled to its full length, not seeming to function properly in this cavern. It is just ordinary rope, and it stretches down when you tie it off much, much further than your line of sight. You have pretty good vision in the dark. You tie it off, and you begin to descend. I won't make you roll for it. You make it down slowly, angrily, clinging on to this rope. And finally, the rope comes to an end, and you still have a distance to go. So you have to climb down rock. But beneath you, not too far, you can make out strange shapes. What appears to be a huge abnormality down here in the dark. A strange manufactured substance. A building, it would appear. As predicted, there is the roof of a chapel. As you get to the bottom, climbing down the rock face, you see what was a chapel that has been torn apart, smashed to pieces, and yet still holds its structure. There are no details left, any ornamentation, any statues, any figures that were carved into its great stoneworks once have been smashed to pieces by rockfall or by the sheer impact of landing all the way down here in the darkness. It is a forgotten chapel. But you land near a set of doors.
We'll open the doors.
They don't budge at first. They hold fast. They seem to be swollen and jammed in place. But losing your temper slightly, you manage to force your way through these doors, and they open and will probably never close again as the hinges buckle under your sheer determination. There are 3 columns of light that look down. You see what appears to be 3 craters in the ground, one much more sizable than the other 2. They appear to have landed sporadically, almost as if they would have impacted on either side of the aisle at odds with each other. In the center, near the altar, is the largest crater. Other than that, there's very little that remains of the internal structure, long since having rotted away down here.
Okay. I'd like to go towards the craters and see if I can find her.
You come to the first and find blood. You find pieces of torn clothing. You see a scrap that most definitely looks to be leather. You can only make it out because you can see from the pillar of light that is shining down. It's almost a golden, silverish light. And as you look up, you notice that there is a hole where whatever fell through the ceiling crashed through the roof and landed here, and it's created a shaft of light that is the last dying moments of the sunlight from above ground. It is a long way away, and you are holding in your hand a bloody scrap that is torn away from a blacksmith's apron.
Okay. And this is at the first crater.
It is.
I'd like to put that scrap in my bag and head to the second crater.
You head over to the second crater, and you see shards of bone. This is a larger crater. This crater is wider, more irregular, and there are tiny fragments of glittering white that look like powderized marble, but that you recognize to be fragments of bone. As you look around, you see that there is disturbances around here. But there is no body. This is far too sizable to have been someone as light and someone as built as your sister. As you look around, there is no sign of Morty.
I would like to nod my head in respect at the crater and head to the final one.
You approach the final crater to the smell of burnt flesh. There is a charring around it. There is scorch marks that have licked their way up the altar. You can't tell who this chapel was dedicated to. There's no detail that has been left by time. But as you look down, you see the outline of a form, blackened, charred, and absent.
I just stare at it for a moment Kazna's exhausted. She's tired. She's come back all this way, and I think finally realizing that this is real and happened, and so she's just silent. And then she'll kind of step down towards the body and firstly see if there's anything she can salvage, anything that her sister used to have, any signet rings, any like her spell book, anything else that she had. Lorelani, what do you have?
You lean down,
Book, buddy.
and as you
Book.
do, you realize that the light is playing tricks on you, and you reach down to find blackened markings on the ground. There is ash. There are pieces. But most of what your sister was is entirely missing, is gone. As you look down, you run your hand through what was once a limb, and it crumbles like charcoal under your fingertips, turning to ash. It appears that there is nothing left to salvage, bar something. Buried in the rock next to the crater, halfway up the indentation, there is something that you recognize glinting. It appears to be a small band of metal that has been punched into stone. Really sorry about this, I know it's emotional, but Lorelania, would you like to describe the crest of House Vandree?
I don't remember.
And right now, in this moment,
Beautiful.
tell me, what does the crest of House Vandree look like?
7-legged spider, similar to a house in a world far, far away, where each spider has a different weapon in each of its 7 legs. Just on a black background, blood red, fangs pointed up.
As you reach down, it is not without protest that it pries itself free of the rock, and it has suffered a considerable amount of damage. As you pull it out of the ground, there is a slight snap. And as you turn the ring over, it is split in two across the signet. 2 separate pieces, never to be reunited again.
Okay, I'll take the 2 pieces and head back towards the body, and just completely silently, she'll gather as much. Do I have like any kind of vial on me? Any kind of like jar or anything?
Yeah, you can have, you've just drunk one of those vials. You have the empty vial upon you.
I'd like to put what ash I can into one of those.
Roll me a quick medicine check. Or an investigation, I'll let you pick.
Ooh, am I better at one of them? Yes, I am. 8.
On an 8, you note one thing from
Can I get
this.
sister advantage?
You know one thing on your roll. There is not enough of her here to be her full body.
Mm-hmm.
Most of her has burnt away.
I'd still like to gather what I can.
You gather it up into a vial. And you are alone in the darkness.
before I leave, I'd like to. This third crate is at the altar, right?
It is indeed.
Okay. I'd like to look up at the altar, and after a moment of silence, I'd like to just kneel down next to it. And I'd like to, for probably the first time in Kasna's entire life, I'd like to try and reach out to the great unknown.
As you reach out, you feel something here, something old, something twisted in this darkness. This is a place that has been forgotten by the world itself, by even a secretive nation as Zamora was back in its prime. This place has been forgotten by everyone. Whatever god it was to, there is an absence of any iconography. That is something that you will notice more and more. As you look around, there are murals that are entirely blank. There are great depictions of nothing. And it takes you a moment to sort of realize that there is not anything here that has been eroded through time. Every single depiction of this is nothing. But the detail around it is written in strange words that you recognize in places. This place, as you read what is left of the iconography, seems to be dedicated to nothing in a very literal sense. And you feel a great absence in this moment. A huge void.
In that case, she'll look back towards where her sister once was and speak out into the void and say, my name is Xune Vandree of House Vandree, last of my name. I do not know whom I am speaking to, and I do not know if I am being listened to. But if there is something out there, please do hear me now. My sister, Xune Vandree, formerly of the House Vandree, here lost her life. And if I can do anything left on this mortal plane for her, I would see it that she is reunited with our mother, with our family, with the rest of our house where she belongs. She matters not who she worshipped in life, Kirionsali, the Raven Queen, Lolth. It is our way to be reunited in death. And until I see her again there, look over her and send her home. And if there is anything, I know that I have not been the first person to turn to for this kind of thing. I know I do not pray, I never saw the need. But if there is anything that you may aid me with to help avenge what happened here, Please, I am asking for your help. There's no way for a Vandree to die. A Vandree only dies when she says it is her time. I thank you. And she'll stand, nod to the crater to pay her final respects, tuck the vial of the ash away in her bag, near the burnt scrap of leather apron, bow towards the crater, and just with the passing words before she backs away, say, I always said I'd be the one to outlive you. I never wanted it to be true. And she'll turn.
You turn and you head towards the edge of the altar, taking a few steps down the stone through broken and cracked flagstone, past what was pews, towards a heavy set of doors that are cracked open, never to be closed again, standing for a moment between the two columns of light that shine down into this broken and forgotten place. And as you reach the doors, you hear a voice in the darkness of your mind.
You will join me, as will the rest in time.
And we're going to wrap there, guys. Oh, God.
Why did I see Tia's mic unmute? Why did I see Tia's mic unmute? No.
Just to say bye. No big deal.
No big deal.
Ah.
Holy shit.
Ah. Oh, so much stuff. Look at all school still confused and
Oh my god. Also, thank you to Ronin for at the end of that magic item for Kazna. We'll bring that in next week.
Indeed, thank you very much. And
It's my magic item, my sister.
Josh, you don't have a sister anymore.
Shut up.
My god, my friends. Well, that is where we're going to end tonight's episode of The Long March. If you enjoyed the show, let us know. If you want to tune in for more, same time next week, every Tuesday, at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is 10 p.m. in the UK. Hit the follow button if you enjoyed the show. Enter into the giveaway for some platinum dice. Make yourself feel better. Show yourself up with some pretty looking dice in our giveaway. Again, another thank you to our sponsors, D&Dice, for sponsoring the show and for letting all of these terribly sad, horrible things happen to our characters. I was saying in chat just a minute ago, I realized how accidentally I foreshadowed Xune's death last week when I had this big...
When you talked about the meteor and shit like that when it was coming through?
No, he was like, there was a moment where he was having a scene with Kazna where he was saying, you know that Xune can't go on like this, something has to give. And there's a big scene.
You know what the hardest part is?
Yeah.
Is 2 weeks ago, she had them. That was the fight with Kazna. She was ready to let go and start pursuing a different path. That's why she gave Scab the Vandree name. She was willing to look past.
He was about to
And
change.
you know what?
Everything was going to change.
You know what? Gregor also said last week, like, I think Gavin's lost himself as well, which is like, he said a bunch of stuff which is like weirdly pertinent to today's session.
Very weird. I'm like, wait, what?
Hang on a minute, what does he know? But man, what a session. A lot of fun. Thank you guys for your donations. Josh, what do you think of tonight's session, my friend?
tonight is a culmination of many brilliant minds. That's all I'll say. You guys, you guys in chat are amazing, but honestly, I can't say enough about the cast that I have. You guys are fantastic people, and it is heartbreaking, but I'm sorry, stuff happens, and it is the Long March. So yeah, you can find me on Encounter Roleplay doing Encounter Roleplay things, and if you want to experience, if you feel spite and anger towards me, then check out Turncloaks. I guarantee you can get to witness me suffering there. Yeah.
Can I put in a request for Turncloaks, Will, just real quick?
Yeah. I'm taking requests now.
Like, can you just brutally murder both Josh's character and Josh?
Yeah.
Just can you write Josh in?
Do you need
And
anything
then murder
on
him.
Tool Squirrel as well? I can do a 2
Yeah,
for 1
yeah,
deal.
actually.
Yeah.
2 for 1 deal.
And can you give Sid like some nice flowers or something?
Sure.
Like help her out,
Yeah.
and then just kill those two.
Yeah, sure thing. Louise, a big session. What did you think?
Oh, I think that I want to hurt people, but I'm too sad to hurt anyone. That's how I'm feeling.
You only feel that way because you failed your whiz save against Dominate Person.
Well, you know what, Josh, you're right. Okay. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Emotionally damaged. You can find me being more emotionally damaged on other places, such as Twitter at No More No Less, and here on Twitch as Accidental Legend, and on the Wonder Quest podcast, where I'm happier because no one's dying all the time, and it's we have fun. That's the
Well
end.
said, Louise. Oh man, our first game of the Long March in March. It's a big one. It's been a big one. Told you guys it would be fortuitous. Tool School.
Yeah.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Get out.
Poor old Gavin walked into a trap at the end of season 1. And
And now you're killing all of us for your mistake.
well, there's more to come on
Yay.
old Gavin Fjordhammer and what has happened to our buddy. Yeah.
The Paladin of feels something very different.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Nope.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time plotting. And Tizoon.
Oh dear. And last but not least, Laurelania.
Check out our dice on D&D Dice. Get them fun.
There you go.
In all seriousness, 2 years, an amazing crew, an amazing character, Xune Vandree of House Vandree, first of her name, will never be forgotten, and I will miss her. And Gavin, Mr. Fjordhammer, with my last bit of essence on this earth, I curse you. I curse you to never be within the Raven Queen's light ever again. This is Xune's first step on a totally different Long March.
It is indeed.
Well said.
It
well
is
said.
indeed.
Cheers, guys.
All right, guys. Well, so we're going to end tonight's session of the Long March. We've still got a lot of marching to do here. We're about just over the halfway mark of this season, of season 2. So I think we have 6 more episodes
Do I get to roll my character now?
after this one. Oh, that'd be fun.
Indeed.
So
New character.
new
Sorry.
character feels good, man. We'll meet our new character next week here, same time. So joining us then. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern for Call of Cthulhu Nameless Horrors, followed by The Sounds of Zahir at 4 p.m. Eastern, earlier time than 4:30 than usual. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be back on Save or Dice, where I'll be playing another dwarf named Grindelbrew, whose wife has left him for another dwarf named Gregor. So it's a lot of fun. A lot more fun than tonight's session, a lot more laughs and shenanigans, but hey, it's been a good one. But until next time, my friends, try not to try too many nat ones because we want to be here laughing, dying when you do. Good night,
We're
everybody.
not laughing, we're crying.
Cry laughing.
Bye.
Bye.